Good morning. Thank you. I hope that I know you, but if I don't, let's connect sometime, somewhere, here or over coffee or something. Stewardship is such a big and sometimes very daunting word, especially to me it is. It carries a stigma of big duties or obligations, especially as a careful and responsible management of something entrusted to one's care, like God's church here at 30 Union Street. That's pretty ominous, isn't it? But it doesn't have to feel that way. It can start like it did for me, like a little tiny mustard seed. Every Sunday morning when my sister, brother, and I went to the breakfast table, we each had a big nickel. You know what that is? A quarter. We thought it was a big nickel. And we tied a little handkerchief so we would make it to Sunday school at least with our big nickel. And we took it with us. I don't ever remember our parents not putting that big nickel out for us there. And at some point we graduated to other amounts of money and chores that helped us earn that other money. But nevertheless, that tiny little mustard seed was launched in our heads, and more importantly, our hearts, that we were helping God's church go into the world and help others. So many years later, after Wayne and I were married and had children and were going to that same church that my grandparents helped grow, my thinking didn't change, but that little church kept getting smaller and smaller. And the reaching out was getting more and more impossible for them to do. And one day, we looked around and saw that the doors were getting ready to be shutting down. I hope helping close a church has never been anything you're a part of. So we started looking up for a place for the four of us to go where we could keep on giving our hearts and our money to reaching out beyond our doors to help others and to grow in our faith and help meet the needs around us. We visited several churches, but finally we landed here in this very beautiful space. I was working in the community with nonprofit agencies at that time, and everywhere I was involved, there were people from Central United Methodist Church. There they were, working away. Some were leaders like Pat Bailey, who started Meals on Wheels. Others were led by Reverend Garland Young to birth an adult daycare center right downstairs where the choir meets now, which is now called the Coltrane Life Center. I was a member of the Junior Charity League, which was founded by some members in this church. And there was CVAN and the Boys and Girls Club and the Red Cross, and we were one of the 7 founding churches which grew the cooperative Christian ministry. And here's a picture that they gave to the church and to all these churches of the 7 steeples of the churches that founded the CCM. It hangs in the back hall normally. There was Westbury Plaza, the Airy Umar house, which the Airy family and the Shin families put their hearts and soul into. I'm sure I've left out some group. I know I have. But my point is, that is why we chose Central over 40 years ago, because we saw God at work here and wanted to be a part of making outside our church doors better for everyone. After reaching out to others to help others want to join us, when we reach out, they'll see us like we saw those people so many years ago, and they'll want to become a part of what Central is and what God's doing at Central. Today we have a Healing Shawl Ministry Backpack Buddies program that partners with our neighbors right up the road at First Presbyterian to serve 40 families with weekend food that y'all are so gracious and help with. We cook and help serve people at the Salvation Army Night Shelter. This afternoon we are literally going outside for the crop walk, which benefits others, and we could go on and on. So, coming back to stewardship, we do have a very big job. We are entrusted with the responsibility to love our neighbor and to lift them up where their needs lead us. I hope when you think about what stewardship means to you, you'll remember this last story I'm getting ready to tell you. I was a director of a very small nonprofit here in our county, And honestly, we were on life support, and we were having a campaign to try to raise money so we could continue the work we felt called to do. And one day, I was in my office and the mail came. An envelope similar to this. I opened it up, and there was a piece of paper, and I opened it, and just like there, what fell out was a $1 bill. But what was on this piece of paper said, "So little when you need so much, but it's all I've got." Together, we have made such a difference. Let's never forget our past, and let's continue to make a difference in the future of our community and our church. Thank you so much.